Don't mind me, I look like a wreck. I just got home from the gym for the first time. But we're going to use this Game of Thrones filter to create like a DR scenario, and we're going to figure out if I would shift to this DR. This first character is one of my parents. Okay, so I'm a Stark. Okay, solid. This person is my other parent who hooked up with Ned to have me. Oh, the fuck? Okay. Alright, we're not going to question it. I have very complicated parentage. We're just going to move on. I have 2 siblings in this world. The older one, Brienne of Tarth. I love her more than life itself, and it would really help if I wasn't in love with this character before I started this game, but I'm just going to... This is a world where that's not true. And then my younger sibling... Oh, fuck. What? Okay, my life's a fucking complicated wreck already. This is the person that Father Ned decides I need to marry. Are we fucking Targaryens? What do you mean? I tell him, Dad, I can't do that. That's my sibling. I would rather never ever marry this guy, so make sure you don't put him on the docket at all. So my other dad, Sam, is like, what if she actually married Cersei Lannister? And then Ned was like, fuck that shit. She sleeps with her brother. But maybe because she has a lot of power. And I butt in and I'm like, no guys, I know exactly who I should marry. Still not this guy, so don't worry about it. The real person that I want to marry in this whole mess of things is actually Hodor. Because he would be good to me. And he would take so much care of me and protect me no matter fucking what. We break up due to lack of communication, and this person asks to marry me. And I'm like, no bitch, because you're still sleeping with your brother. So then Father Ned tries one more time. And I accept immediately. I immediately accept because I don't need Cersei Lannister when I have Tyrion Lannister. And he's the funny one, and he's the witty one, and I'm going to get along with him. And it's going to be great. And we get married. The person who objects at my wedding to Tyrion, because they're in love with me, Hodor, oh my god, poor baby Hodor, just like stands up, starts yelling at the top of his lungs. And the other person who objects is none other than Daenerys Targaryen, who busts in the door because she's like, why do you have time for a wedding? I'm trying to be queen. This bitch then gets taken the fuck down by Podrick, who's always there to save the day because he is my older sister's best friend. I do not think I would ever shift to this place because it sounds like hell, but I would shift for Tyrion Lannister.
I'm trying to be less cunty than I was yesterday. Baby steps, though, so fuck you still.
If it's baby mama activated, walk 'em like a dog. Walk 'em like a dog, sis, walk 'em like a dog.
From the daylight, running from the daylight. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I took the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the daylight.
Christian is pregnant. That's what I'm saying. I get that. But in what world would Blueface really be putting his hands on the bitch?
Hiya. I just wanted to respond because sometimes lately when I've been responding just with a comment, things have been getting lost and I didn't want your comment to get lost. So I'm replying in a video. I personally have not shifted. I have not. I have spoken to people who have, and I have also spoken to people who mini shifted. And from what I have understood from speaking with other people, again, I'm not speaking with my own experience because I've been trying for about 2 years and 9 months now. But from the things that I've heard from other people that I've had conversations and interactions with, it feels exactly like it does here. It feels like real life because it is real life. It's not like with lucid dreaming where things feel kind of off and kind of fuzzy and almost distant. Like when I have lucid dreams, I almost feel like I'm experiencing it without all of my senses. From the experiences of the people I've spoken to, it feels exactly like it does here because it's just as real as your original reality. You feel everything, you taste everything, you smell everything. It's all real. It is just as real as this reality. It's just a different one.
You know the distance never made a difference to me.
I know full well and good who my partner is going to be in my fame DR. But unlike in my MCU DR and my Hogwarts DR and all that shit, I'll be damned if I come on here and tell a single one of you who it is. Cause the motherfucker is on TikTok. I'm not gonna have them see that shit. No ma'am. I'll tell my friends who know about shifting. I'll tell my partner. Ain't no way none of you motherfuckers are gonna find out about that. You think I want Twitter to see that? You think I want shifting Twitter to know about that? Hell no. Hell no. I'm gonna date the shit out of that motherfucker because they're great and I love them. Ain't no way in fucking hell am I telling anybody's ass on here about it. Not a chance. Because they'll see it. And then I'll die.
I will stand with you between the heavens and the earth. I will tell you where you are. Do you love me?
I love you! From the moment I saw you trying to go over the wall, I have loved you desperately. I cannot breathe when you are not near. I love you, Charlotte. My heart calls your name.
It's just not. Why not, you stupid bastard?
We're gonna play the shut the fuck up game. You're first. You go first. Your turn.
Today I will be talking about different Alunier meditations that I have done in an attempt to shift and how I feel about them, and I'm gonna rate them like between 1 and 5 stars like I would on Goodreads. First, we're going to talk about the flow method. I only just heard about the flow method like 3 or 4 days ago, and I tried the flow method for the first time last night, and the wave of emotion that this gave me was insane. I'm probably gonna end up trying it again tonight. The reason that I didn't really, at least that I think I didn't shift, is because I was really emotional and pissed off right before I was trying to shift, and my brain was getting clouded with that, and I was frustrated, I was uncomfortable, I was having some physical pain, and I just couldn't get comfortable for the life of me. And after I stopped attempting to shift, I was awake for another 3 hours just laying in the dark. So I think it was too much of a me being frustrated and I'm unable to get comfortable enough to fully get into that Zen state. But I loved the wave of emotion that I felt during this, and it made me feel really motivated, and it was kind of overwhelming. So far, considering I've only used this once, 4 stars out of 5. The Void State 2.0. This is my bread and butter. So I originally used this before Alunier pulled down all of her old videos and then re-uploaded all of them. So when I first did this, it was to the version that was like an hour and a half long, something like that. And I had like a whole out-of-body experience. It was crazy. I had so many symptoms. I felt like I was floating, falling through the floor. I mean, like, I sat through like an hour of that meditation, just like having the weirdest symptoms. Honestly, 5 out of 5. This was so good. I haven't used this one in a while just because I feel like something about this one puts me to sleep. It's almost like I'm so used to it now that like I know what's coming, and so my brain doesn't really pay attention. So I have to wait a while in between using this, because if not, I know what's coming too much, and I'm like, okay, it's not like as foreign, and my brain doesn't get like as floaty. So this one though, I really like. 5 out of 5. The Julia method. Now, as far as methods go in general, I really like the Julia method. I do like this one. I think though I'm only going to give this one 3 out of 5, just because whenever I personally do the Julia method, when I do it on my own, I end up kind of like mixing up the steps a little bit, or I end up taking longer than I need to, or maybe swapping some of the steps around. So I edit this one a lot on my own, and it tends to work better. But this one's still good if you're following the traditional route of how the Julia method goes, so 3 out of 5. The lucid dream method. I have been really into lucid dreaming lately, and the idea of shifting through a lucid dream. I don't know why, I've just been really pulled to it. I've been doing reality checks every day, and usually I only have like 1 lucid dream per like 6 or 8 month period of time, but I've had 2 in the last month, but at no point was I using this for those. And I don't really feel like this did anything for me. Like, I fell asleep, but I didn't even have vivid or dreams at all. When I was doing the lucid dream method, I didn't even have like normal dreams. So this didn't really work for me. It might work for other people, but for me personally, this was a 1 out of 5 and didn't do anything. Next up is the ADHD method. As someone who actually has very intense ADHD and a lot of focusing issues, this was crazy for me the first time I ever used it. Doing the ADHD method on my own is pretty much impossible, so I really liked using this when I was on my path of using the ADHD method, because I can't do it by myself. There's too many steps, too hard to remember. So if you're going to do the ADHD method, I suggest this. I think it makes a huge difference. However, this became one of those things, kind of like with the Void State 2.0, where I just got too used to it and it stopped working. So I think I need to wait a while before I try to use it again. But I would put this at like a 3.5 out of 5. The regular Void State method. I tried to use this both before and after she changed her videos. So I used the old one and the new one. For some reason, this doesn't hit the same as the 2.0. It's kind of forgettable, and I have fallen asleep pretty early on every time I've done this, so 2 out of 5. The Estelle method. This one for me, nothing. I wanted to do this because I did the Estelle method one time on my own, like a 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and I had like a physical reaction to it. So I wanted to do it again, but no time that I've ever done the Estelle method again, either with a meditation or by myself, has ever worked. So this is a 1 out of 5 for me. The word method. Now, I heard a lot of really good things about the word method, even without the meditation, from people on TikTok, and one of my mutuals really liked it. This seems to just like not work for me. I tried the word method alone without a meditation several times, and nothing ever happened. I never felt close. I never felt any symptoms. I just felt like I wasn't connecting to it. Even times when I have attempted to shift and did not get symptoms with other methods, I still felt like connected to it in here and in here. I never had that with the word method ever. And this meditation did not change that. So 1 out of 5, it's just not the method for me. Also, before Alunir moved all of her old videos off of her channel and uploaded all of the new ones, I did do the Valentino method. I don't know if I'm passing it up or if it's not on her channel anymore, but I did remember doing the Valentino method. It was very much a method that was not for me. From what I remember, it's very visualization heavy because you're supposed to like envision yourself going around your room and looking at the details of your bedroom. And I'm really bad with visualization, but also I swear to God, every time I try to envision my DR bedroom, little things about it change. So then I would get frustrated, and then my ADHD, it was just like, I was all over the place. So personally, to me, that was also not a thing. So that meditation she did was also a 1 out of 5 for me. I'm not counting in this video that I did listen to the like overnight reprogramming your mind thing that she did, because to me that doesn't feel like that much of a meditation that I'm doing and like a guided method thing, as much as it is like a thing I listen to while I'm sleeping. So I'm not going to bother to rate that one. All of the other ones that she's done, I have never actually tried before. So there's a lot of Alanir ones that I still want to do. But right now I think I'm going to spend time focusing on the flow method whenever I'm trying to shift with and without a meditation. So we'll see how that goes. But I want to know, which one is your favorite Alanir meditation? Both of the ones that I mentioned and of the ones that I did not. Which one on her entire channel, both before and after she changed everything? And which one that I haven't tried yet do you think that I should try? I have a message for all of my fellow shifters who have been trying for a really, really long time to shift. Shifting is a skill that needs to be practiced and honed. I know that a lot of us were there and said and believed the movement of shifting is as easy as breathing. I feel like that did more harm than it did good, because then a lot of us bullied ourselves into wondering why we weren't just shifting at the drop of a hat, and that if it was as easy as breathing, what was wrong with us that we couldn't do it that easily. So I'm here to remind you that shifting is a skill, and maybe one day it will be that easy, but you have to get to that point first. Driving a car or riding a bike is a skill. You're not gonna know how to ride a bike the first time that you get on it. You're gonna fall on the ground a few times. You're gonna need someone else to push you before you can ride on your own. Maybe you'll learn to ride in a few days or a few weeks. Other people around you might take months or even years, because everybody's different. I'm not gonna know how to drive a car the very first time I get behind the wheel and try to drive. I'm gonna have to learn, and everyone's gonna learn at different paces. But riding a bike or driving a car are things that a lot of people say feels like second nature once they learned. I've heard other people say the same thing about playing the guitar or the piano. It's how they feel about skills like drawing or painting. All of those things are skills that need to be learned and honed and take time. Some people pick them up a lot faster than others. Other people have slower paces. But that doesn't mean that the people that take longer to learn to drive or ride a bike or paint or draw aren't trying, or that they're failing. It just means they're not picking it up as soon as other people. You're not incapable of shifting. You're not failing to shift. You're just taking longer to learn to ride the bike without the training wheels. You're just taking a little longer to get your driver's permit. You're still learning. It's a skill, it's a craft, it's something that takes time. You will get there. You will drive on your own. It just takes time. You're not always going to learn as fast as other people. Everyone's circumstances are different. You will shift. You are capable of shifting, and you are going to, just at a different pace than others. I have a response that I wanted to drop on this comment. For anybody who did not see my previous video, I was basically talking about the fact that, directed at longtime shifters specifically who have yet to shift, that I view shifting as a skill that needs to be honed and practiced before it can be perfected. But I did think that there was a chance that someone was going to leave a comment like this on that video, so I really wanted to throw my 2 cents in and my theory on that, just because I think it's fun to discuss that kind of thing since none of us really know 100% of how shifting works. I think this is a savant situation because I have heard of people doing this. To me, this feels very, very similar to like when you hear stories of kids who can pick up an instrument and just immediately know how to play it, like on instinct. Or people who know how to draw really well without ever having to be taught. Or who can see someone do a dance one time and then immediately do the dance perfectly themselves without ever having done it before. I don't really know if this is so much of a theory as it is just kind of like words I'm saying. I think it's a savant situation when that happens. I think some people naturally are just going to get things faster than other people. But I think it's usually a really small percentage. So it is kind of like how, on a whole, playing a guitar is a skill that a lot of people need to learn and practice at before they can get it right. But some dude could pick it up and get it right the first time. I don't think it makes it any less of a skill that needs to be practiced by the majority, but I think there is a small percentage of people that they can shift their very first time. I've heard of people saying that they themselves shifted the first time, or their friends, or even anti-shifters who shifted the first time, and that's how they stopped being anti-shifters. Everybody has different paces, but I do still think that on a whole, for the majority, that it is a skill that needs to be practiced. But there are some people, like this person's friend, who do just get it on the first try. And yeah, that is sometimes something that a lot of us can be jealous of, and I wish that I knew how they did that, but I do think that it is a very small percentage of people. And everybody's just different on how they do stuff. But I'm real happy for your friend.
It was all yellow.
Even in here words to me.
When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth. No grave can hold my body down. I'll crawl home to her.
You're a woman with a brain and reasonable ability. Stop whining and find something to do.
And to that I hold. I would rather share one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone.
When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth.
I look like shit. I woke up incredibly late and I'm sitting in the fucking dark. What? Who was gonna tell me that there's like a shifting movie coming out? I saw someone that I follow post a video talking about the Shift movie, and I was like, what is going on? So I went on a TikTok and I looked up the Shift movie on the search. Oh, we're all screwed. We're all screwed. It looks so bad, by the way. It looks awful. But absolutely the entirety of the comments of the video that I'm seeing is people being like, the way my account's gonna be on private as soon as this video comes out. What are we gonna do if shifting gets mainstreamed? Oh my god, it's a movie that looks like it's literally about the shifting police. Like, I can't. It looks so bad and I'm so scared personally.
The world is not in your books and maps. It's out there. Can you promise that I will come back? No. And if you do, you will not be the same.
I need him biblically. I need him in a way that is concerning to feminism. Okay?
Trust me, gay is in, gay is hot. I want some gay, gay it's gonna be.
Okay, I tried to post a video responding to this comment and the other comments on my last video twice now. I have had to keep recording this, so I did not mean to be that super annoying person who was just like, I told my therapist about shifting, teehee, and then left. I promise. So this is me attempting to do that now while I move about and try to settle in after getting home. So this was my second appointment with this therapist ever. She seems very cool so far, but I have a lot of trauma in my past to do with other therapists being the worst. And so I didn't know how I was supposed to come out and tell her about it, because I was like, you know, we deal with anti-shifters and stuff. And so I was like, is this gonna be the worst? Is this gonna get me bullied? Is she gonna try to have me committed? And I was trying to like explain my content creation to her, because for anyone who's never seen me before, the whole of my TikTok and my YouTube channel are based around shifting content. And I was like, she's asking me like what my content is about, and I'm like, how do I explain that? And I tried to ease into it in a way, by like kind of expressing my spiritual beliefs, like trying to explain to her that I'm a very, very open person who believes in pretty much anything, multiple gods, ghosts, aliens, astral projection, magic, that kind of thing. And she wasn't really responding a lot. She was just kind of like nodding along and listening. And I was like, okay, this could be good or this could be bad. And then I decided to finally bite the bullet, and I literally looked her in the face and I was like, you know what? If you're gonna think that I'm crazy, I might as well tell you what this is straight up now. And then if you think I'm crazy, then I'll get a new therapist. I said all that to her face. And I started explaining like what it is, how it works. I was explaining like the community around it. I even went into detail about the multiverse theory versus the consciousness theory. And damn, I got a lot of books in the library. And I was trying to make it sound as not crazy as humanly possible, because I know it's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, even people that are incredibly open-minded. And she was just kind of like nodding along and not really saying anything. And I'm like, this could be really good or really bad. And then when I was done talking and she hadn't really said anything, I was like, I now feel like the craziest person to have ever sat on your couch. And she was like, well, you're definitely not the craziest person to have ever sat on my couch by far. And I was like, that's weirdly comforting. And then she kind of went on to start saying that like what other people believe is not like each other's business, that like my spiritual beliefs have zero effect on her and her life, and that even if she doesn't fully believe it or get it or understand it, that what's important is that she knows it's important to me, that she knows it's a really big part of my life because it is part of how I choose to create things and interact with the world, and because it does affect parts of my future and people that I care about. And I had a previous therapist who I did not tell about this stuff, considering that therapist didn't even really respond well to me saying that like I read fan fiction, and she thought fan fiction was weird. And I was like, okay, well, if she can't respond well to fan fiction, there's no way she's going to respond well to this. But this woman, like, I tested the waters, and I mentioned that really bad, like, famous Harry Potter fan fiction, My Immortal, and she knew what it was. So I was like, maybe this could be the one. Maybe she'll get it. And she said that it was really important to her that she was able to create a space for me where I felt safe enough to talk about the things that were important to me and that impacted a lot of my life. And that even though she doesn't fully understand it, and even if she never gets it or believes it, that she wants to hear about it further in future sessions because it's clearly important to me and holds a big space in my life. And I told her, I was like, it scares me a lot for people to think that I'm crazy. And she was like, no, I do not think that you're crazy. I do not think that you're hallucinating or dreaming. I do not think that you're delusional. I do not think you're making anything up. I think you just believe differently than other people. And I think you're more open-minded than others. Just like others wouldn't believe in aliens or ghosts or this, that, or the other thing. And, oh my god, I can't get this in here. Shit. There it goes. And she's like, you know, you just believe differently. You feel differently. And even if other people think you're nuts, that doesn't actually mean you're nuts. So, I think basically where I'm at is that I don't think she 100% believes in it. But she knows that I do. And even if she never fully believes what I'm saying, or if she thinks I'm dreaming or whatever, she knows it's real and important to me, which I know my last therapist never would have entertained. So I guess I'm going to spend my therapy section next week talking about it and I guess trying to explain it. So that's, I don't know. I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know if maybe eventually she'll believe me or if I ever tell her about my life in other realities eventually, but at least now she knows, now she knows what my YouTube videos are about and she knows what my TikTok videos are about. So at least that's one less thing to have to explain.